string there might have been enough to kind of shake Mars, and he does it! With that, T lands the bell, gets yet another Blinky, and T is your Thunder Smash 3 Clash of the Pandas Grand Champion.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Smash and Chat podcast. This is episode 4. I'm your host Midnight, and joining me once again, my awesome co-host Subside. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I think we're doing alright. I think we've bounced back a little bit since the since the last episode. I know the last episode was kind of a downer. Thankfully, we're going to be talking about some more positive stuff today in this episode. Not all of it though. We still have we're not quite through the weeds yet. There are a couple more unfortunate, I guess, allegations and stuff that came out since the last episode, which unfortunately I feel like, even though it's hard to talk about, I think they're these are about very relevant, important players and figures in the Smash community. So we're gonna go through those to start off the episode, but afterwards, don't worry guys, we are going back to something more light, and we're looking forward to that. So Okay, yeah, so over the last couple weeks, we've seen some of the top players and personalities, namely Nairo, Keitaro, D1, all get exposed. And now to see Zero join that group, it's kind of like, it's weird to think about, because at this point, we've lost Nairo, Zero, and Ally, 3 players who were all at one point arguably like the best players in their game. Or like near the top, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. So essentially, in his last statement, or his most recent statement, Zero finally admitted essentially to being in the wrong. Even though he had multiple like video responses and tweets put out about how a lot of the allegations were, either like completely wrong or at least like partially wrong, and I guess after enough push from the community, he finally realized that, he just had to come out and just finally admit it, just man up. Which, I feel like of all the people who have been exposed so far during this recent time, Zero's was pretty, honestly the most, kind of backstabbing and most grimy, in my opinion. I feel like a lot of pros also share the sentiment, because he had not vehemently, but the fact that he denied multiple times, and even though obviously he knew internally that he was wrong, that was just tough. I think when good evidence comes out that you've done stuff like this, I honestly, you just have to own up to it. I feel like denying this is just if it ultimately does come out that you were lying, it just makes it look even worse. And I think he's getting the the negative response that he deserves after all this.
Yeah, and basically when Zero was denying those those allegations towards him multiple times, that's even though he knew deep down what he did, he's manipulating his audience. And basically when he denied him, even though he said oh, don't harass this person, his audience still harassed that person. And and that's why the victims are reluctant and scared to tell their story, because stuff like this can happen, especially if it's about a prominent figure like Zero. So I really hope this can be a lesson to to the community on what should be changed and what should happen going forward, because this whole thing with Zero and how he manipulated his audience is just really sad. Wow.
Yeah, I think Zero, he probably knew the writing was on the wall. and I think he was doing his best to try and salvage, his streaming career and his YouTube stuff, because obviously that's a huge, having all that taken away from him is going to be, a huge financial burden for him, and good. Obviously people like him shouldn't deserve to be making money off of unknowing fans who don't know about his past actions and whatnot. But it is truly unfortunate that someone like Zero, who was such a big audience, an audience, that has a good percentage of it, young children, to see him kind of all of his supporters defending him after he initially denied these allegations so strongly, and just to see him come back on his word, and seeing his his once loyal supporters just feel and respond so disappointingly in him, it's something sad to see. And the same deal was kind of the same with Nairo.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess with when you have such a loyal fan base, seeing your someone you look up to betray you, it's tough. We've seen this, we kind of talked about it in the last episode, but it doesn't change the fact that you just can't be always, you can't defend, you can't always be so headstrong in your opinions on someone that you're willing to overlook their past transgressions. So I think it's it's just a shitty situation. And we're glad that hopefully going forward in the next episode, I know I said this last episode that we're hoping that there'd be no more allegations, but look at where we are now. So hopefully this time we're actually done, but we'll see, I guess. Anyway, I don't want to talk a ton about Zero, because again, a lot of the stuff's already known. We're just kind of voicing our own opinions about the scenario.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, we're not trying to give to someone like him, the time of day. He doesn't need more attention, honestly. So going on to the second, I guess, relating to the whole sexual assaults and pedophilia, all this drama. We could talk about Anti. We touched upon Anti briefly last episode, because I think at the time we were recording, he had just been really outed, I guess, the morning of recording. So of all the people we talked about, we had the least information on him. And since then, more has come out, and I mostly want to talk about his response. And so for those of you, no one would know watching this, but I work very weird hours. I work overnight shifts. I can say where or doing what, but my sleep schedule is really messed up. So I'm awake at weird hours and asleep at others. So I guess the only good thing that's come from all this for me is that I've been able to watch a lot of streams that I normally wouldn't be able to watch, and because of that, I was awake during this early morning when Anti he did a surprise stream in which he titled it, I think it was final announcement or final address or something, to talk about the recent allegations and what he was going to do moving forward. And I was hoping going into it that it'd be, he'd be going through detail, apologizing for what he's done, apologizing to all the victims and stuff. And instead, what we got was probably the worst quote unquote apology of any person who's been outed in the Smash community so far that I've seen. I think you probably didn't see it, watch the stream, and I didn't watch much of it, to be honest as well, but I did catch the first part of it, and it's hard to describe. It was just a clown move from him. And honestly, I'll be the first to say it. I never really liked the guy that much to begin with. I never really thought that he, I always seemed kind of a weird dude, and he didn't even seem like he cared that much about the game, to be honest. I guess I can't really speak for him, but of all the people who've been outed, to be honest, I'm not I feel probably the least sorry, and not that surprised that he got outed to begin with. But essentially, though, in his quote unquote apology, he pretty much said that it's actually fun. His reasoning was hilarious. He said that because he uses Tinder and that you need to be at least 18 to use Tinder, he couldn't have possibly have he couldn't possibly have like done anything wrongful with minors. Which, I mean, I don't use Tinder, but I have friends who do, and I know for a fact from what they've said that a lot of people use Tinder who are under 18. Like, you can lie about your age. Lots of people do on dating apps and shit. So like that argument just made no sense to me. And he also made another argument very similar to that, saying that because I guess supposedly in one of the allegations or the statements that one of his victims made, she had brought up the fact that like stuff went down relating to like stuff happened like in or after taking an Uber ride with Anti. And Anti stated that because you need to be at least 18 to get into an Uber. Once again, you couldn't have done anything wrong with a minor, which is ridiculous because no Uber driver is gonna fucking ask you your age if you get into an Uber. Like, unless you look really young, but I assume most of the time Uber drivers don't care. They're just like, okay, like you paid for me to drive you somewhere, so I'm gonna take you there, no questions asked. And then furthermore, he went on to attack other, like indirectly, mostly other Smash players who I guess have had similar things happen with them, who have been like quote unquote either wrongfully outed or have done similar things to Anti, but they haven't taken any heat compared to what he has. So he's saying like, oh well, these guys are getting away with it, so like why am I taking all the heat? And one person he specifically brought up was Mars, and Mars and his girlfriend, who I guess from what he said, Mars' girlfriend was older, I think like her early 20s, and Mars was 17 at the time when they started dating, which I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what Anti said. But again, Anti's using that as a reason to like defend himself, saying like, oh well, like, you know, what they did was wrong too, so like why am I taking heat? Which I definitely don't think is quite the same thing, because I think, first of all, I think age of consent in a lot of states is 17. So to have like a sexual relationship at that age, within the, you know, the limits of the law, I don't think is illegal per se. But I also like, that's also not taking away the fact that like a healthy, like a mutual relationship like that, I feel like is a lot different compared to someone like Anti or other, like, you know, or like, you know, Guitar or Nairo, where like it was clearly very toxic between the two, and it's like very manipulative and very like morally driven. So I don't know if you can really compare the two. But again, this is all based off of what Anti said, which, you know, you got to take with a grain of salt, honestly, because, you know, the man's already denied multiple allegations, which I had no reason not to believe the victims based off of the attitude that he's given. And honestly, the fact that he also keep in mind, he also, for this announcement stream, he also kept the chat in emote only mode, so that I guess people couldn't clown him in the chat. But anyway, I just thought I brought it up. As honestly, I thought it was kind of humorous, just how unsympathetic, and how like he seemed like he was just taking the whole thing as a joke. So like, to take something as serious as the things he's been accused of as a joke, and just kind of like downplay everything that's happened to him, like, honestly, like, whatever. I just thought it was funny to bring up. And I'm not gonna usually say be negative like this, but honestly, just fuck him. I think it's good that he's out of Smash. And he also said that apparently he was in a group chat with Zero and Nairo, which is kind of also funny when you think about it. It's like the whole, you know, the exposed group chat, I guess you can call it. So apparently, from what he said, Zero and Nairo are doing fine. They're in good spirits, which I don't know if you consider that a good thing or a bad thing. And pretty much, yeah, he said that he's not going to compete in any Smash tournaments. Like, I really don't think anyone would want him back anyway. Yeah, so, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know who's asking him to come back anyway. I guess, I mean, maybe, probably his supporters and fans too, but yeah, anyway, thought I'd bring that up. I know I talked for like 10 minutes straight. I apologize, but I was just very like, when I saw this this stream, I was just like, I don't know, maybe the fact that I was tired and I was easily agitated at the time made me feel so strongly about this, but like, I have no patience really for like these people who do do fucked up things and just like take no responsibility for their actions. So yeah, so that's my 2 cents on it. All right. So moving forward, finally we're done with all of that crap, all about the drama and stuff, and we can finally move on to something, a little lighter, and something that actually we were going to talk about in the last episode, and that is patch 8.0. Specifically the nerfs and buffs that we see to a lot of different characters, and which is honestly, I was kind of disappointed we weren't able to talk about last time, because that would have taken up a good chunk of episode 3.
Yeah.
But fortunately, we can talk about it now, albeit it's a bit late. I'm sure a lot of you already know what buffs and nerfs came out for what characters, but we can talk about them anyway. Yeah, so do you want to would you like to start with someone? I know I talked for a while.
Well, I think we should just talk about Min Min, because she's the main person for this patch, and as a voice crack, wow, as a person who mains a zoner, I really like Min Min. I get to camp all I want and be a degen online, so she's she's a really good character for me. Aside from her pretty ass recovery, it's so trash. Like when I first saw that she has the tether recovery, I'm like, wow, she must have like a recovery similar to Joker, and it won't be like that bad. And then like when I first tried her out, it's so bad. It's like almost Little Mac bad. I hate it.
I don't know if it's Little Mac bad.
I don't know. No. To be honest, like you have no idea how many times I think I should have grabbed the ledge, and like the little dragon is like 5 feet apart from the ledge, and I just don't grab it. I just don't.
Touche.
Yeah. How about you? Do you like Min Min so far?
Well, personally, I think she's a unique, interesting character play. She's very, her style of play and her kit is, extremely unique. No other character in the game has a kit like hers.
Yeah.
That being said, I think playing her is extremely boring. I think like you literally have to camp. Like you can't like be taking these, like I guess these close quarters engagements, these close range engagements, because like her moves, like it's just too slow. Like you're gonna get, like if you're coming up against someone who's rushing you down, like a fast sword fighter, like you need to keep your distance as her. And like albeit she does that pretty well. Like some of the matchups that you can play against her or with her are like impossible for your opponent to win if they have a bad character. For example, like I had played as Ganondorf sometimes, and I'd come up against Min Min, and I don't think I won a single time against Min Mins. Like I've never felt as helpless in a matchup ever as playing that matchup. I just couldn't. You can't approach. Like they just run away. They throw out the freaking ram thing, and like they stuff out your jumps. And I freaking hate the the dragon side smash.
Oh,
like, especially when you're off stage, because that projectile thing, it like,
yeah,
if the dragon thing doesn't hit you, yeah, it can kill. And it goes so far out, and she can just do it from just a safe distance as well. And like, and the amount of times I've also been killed by the megawatt nair at surprisingly low percents is also pretty annoying too.
Yeah.
But I think. Do I think she's like high tiered? No, I don't think so. I don't think she's incredibly viable, again, especially against like a lot of the top tiers. But she bodies low tiers though, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't think she's high tier either. Definitely like low mid tier to just mid tier. And yeah, I agree. Like she'll body like the lower tiers. And to me, she's like a hard counter pick. Like or like a pocket, but like I honestly can't really see any Min Min mains, because like she has so many losing matchups, but she also has like a lot of good matchups. So like that's why I think she's better as a pocket or counter pick.
It's funny that you mentioned that, like, or I guess both of us mentioned that neither of us think that she's a high tier, but as we'll talk, I guess, in a little bit. There's one particular pro player who actually does think that she's high tier. So that'll be interesting to, I guess, address that when we get to it. So yeah, so apart from Min, we saw on it like one of the nuttier like buff and nerf like patches in a while. Like in the sense that there was like like so many characters got buffs, particularly like lower tiers, which is good, and like no characters got nerfed. Like I thought there'd be a lot more. I thought there were gonna be more nerfs than buffs. To be honest, going into this patch, and I was very surprised to see just like the ratio being so skewed towards buffs. But I guess I would say it's probably more fun. I feel like for a lot more people to see buffs compared to nerfs, because at least with buffs you get to see more like cool stuff, like cool new stuff that characters are able to do. So let's talk about that. There are some stars of this patch who really are starting to shine now after some of the buffs we've seen. So I don't know. Do you want to start with someone, or do you want? I can start talking about someone.
I think like one of the main stars of this patch is Falco. Like I've seen like a lot of like Falco clips on my Twitter timeline, and like he's pretty nice, as they say. It's like wow, like he has so many cool combos now. Oh man, I actually forgot like what specifically about him that got buffed, but like he can I think it's basically like he could combo better, and he kills earlier with these combos. Am I correct?
Yeah, no. I think one of the best things that's helping out Falco after this patch is the fact that not just him, but I feel like a lot of other characters who have some moves in general, multi-hit moves are getting a lot more hits. It's getting a lot easier to hit the like the last hit of multi-hits. So like you don't drop combos as easily. And Falco, who has a lot of multi-hit, a bunch of multi-hit moves, like his forward air, for example, like which can be a kill move. If you hit it off stage, being able to hit that last hit more consistently is definitely helping him out. And it just his raw kill power, I feel like as a whole, is benefited from a lot of these buffs. I also do want to talk about, I guess we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about it, the Captain Falcon buffs. So we got Falcon and Falco being buffed, coincidence, I don't know. But Captain Falcon, like, shoot. I should also probably just pull up the patch notes as well on the side. But like it's been a joy watching what's his name? Fatality play Falcon with the new buffs, and he's loving it, and understandably so, because like some of his some Falcon's new moves, like a lot of his specials, like his side B example does what's his side B or down B? But his specials, I think as a whole are a lot more reliable now. I think they have less they're faster. Just like the move itself is faster, it's hard to react to, which I think can benefit him a lot, especially online. So let me just pull up, just so that we can actually like be as accurate as possible. I'm gonna pull up the patch notes here. I apologize we didn't have those pulled up to begin with. So I have them right here. For Captain Falcon's, his side special, it increased the attack range. Let's see, it made it easier to trigger a meteor effect when using the move in the air. So I guess you can spike with it now if you use the side special a lot more easier and more reliably. Adjusted the launch angle when used on the ground. Let's see, his up smash and down tilts both got extended launch distance, so those are better kill options, or can kill easier, I suppose. The down special, increased the attack speed. And it extended the launch distance when hitting in the high damage range, so that can kill easier as well. So, so I guess Falcon can just kill more reliably now, which I think for any character is good. So who else we can talk about? Let's talk about there's so many people too.
I want to talk about Marth.
I guess we could. Oh, talk about Marth? Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. So for Marth, he like his tipper. I'm pretty sure it's easier to get the tipper for Marth. So like it and like that's a huge it's a huge buff to him. I'm not sure like what moves, but I think it's like all moves probably. But people are still debating like who's better, Marth and Lucina. I've heard like a good amount of people still think that Lucina is better because, mainly because like you don't have to rely on like having the tipper, but people with like pretty good spacing will think that Marth is better now than Lucina.
I don't know. I don't know if I go that far. I think Leo said that he's enjoying the buffs with Marth. Like Leo probably being the most prominent user of Marth amongst all like the PGR. I still think Lucina is definitely more reliable though. Just the fact that like you don't need to like have like perfect spacing, which like in competitive play is harder to do. It's harder to have like hard to micromanage your spacing a lot of the time, especially like against smaller, faster characters. But I agree with you though. Like be able to hit tippers at a more, I guess, easier is we'll definitely hopefully we'll see more representation with Marth going forward because Lucina, I think I will say that like I think Lucina is a very solid character, but I don't think she's the most exciting character in my opinion to watch. No disrespect to anyone who mains Lucina. Also being personal experience too. My brother also plays Lucina a lot, or I guess Marcina, and I'm pretty bad against both of them. So maybe that just I don't know, maybe that's just me, but it can be definitely hard to play against someone who can space well, and even more so against Marth now. So I think, see, anyone else notable? Oh, we can talk about Ike. Ike got some pretty notable buffs too.
Ah, yes.
I thought initially, the fact that his Nair got an extended launch distance, I thought that would actually hurt him because they couldn't get Nair combos as reliably at higher percents.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, well, one, the fact that Nair can kill easier now. Not like it will still probably take it like pretty high percent for it to kill, but like it's become, I guess, a more consistent kill option at higher percents. A lot of his other attacks though, like the fact that dash attack can kill faster. Down tilt, it's shortened the launch distance, so you can combo in from down tilt easier now. Forward air got reduced vulnerability in the air, so you can edge guard a lot easier now. With Ike, because I think before you can only get like one forward air out off stage before you had to recover, or else you'd SD. But now I think you can get 2 forward airs out, which that covers a ton of space for someone trying to recover, especially people with bad recoveries. And his up special for me is definitely for him like the biggest buff. It made it so that the initial hit of his up special has super armor now. It cannot be stopped, or it cannot be it can't be neutralized. And the launch distance of the final attack was increased as well. So now it's an extremely dangerous out of shield kill option, which I think overall like he's pretty scary now. Hopefully it'd be cool if we saw some more MK Leo Ike, or even some trying to think who are other some loyal Ike mains. Was it Raven King? Is also a pretty prominent Ike main. I'm sure he's enjoying the buffs too. And he's a pretty tanky character. He can do some pretty solid damage. So I think, what else can we talk about? Let's see.
Can we talk about
Piranha Plant got some minor buffs.
Yeah.
Not significant, but I just thought I'd point that out because Plant King deserves some love.
I like how Diddy got simultaneously buffed and nerfed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fortunately, no more Banana Peel infinites.
Yeah. Well, actually, like today, someone came up with a new method for the pyramid scheme, and so like apparently like it lives. It's like it requires you to re-grab the banana instead of pulling out a new one, because that's basically how they nerfed it. You can't pull out a new one for the to keep the combo going. So yeah, the pyramid scheme lives, even though Nintendo tried to shut it down.
All right, no bullshit. You ruined my entire day after doing that. So. Oh my god. I mean, that's whatever though. I'm joking. It's like, I think, yeah. Honestly, you can't. I don't even really know if you can call, like. I feel like overall, Diddy Kong is a better character though, even though like, you know, his infinite's gone. But I think he's a better character. So honestly, the fact that like he was even considered a quote unquote like nerfed in this patch, like literally like no one got nerfed, except of course for Palutena. You know, they nerfed her final smash. Like, I mean,
oh man, what are you gonna do?
It's tough scenes. I know. Honestly, I'm trying to find a new secondary, but I'm just so carried. Like I can't adapt. So yeah. Okay. So I think we've talked a decent bit about that. I think we can now talk about a recent pro player, one who I think, given the recent like exiles of a lot of top Smash players and personalities, should get some more love. I feel like, or hopefully, you know, I think he definitely deserves it. He's one of the more wholesome guys in the community, and someone who I think should be a pillar, you know, of the competitive scene is Liquid's Dabuz. He came out with a recent tier list. I know, and even though I just praised him mightily, we got to talk about this tier list because there's some pretty wonky, some wonky character placements that I was reading. Some like, wait, what? Like, is this a joke? Because there's some interesting opinions. So let's. I'll put the picture of this tier list on the screen too, so you guys can see it as well. Shoot, I can't remember. I think these are ordered. I mean, he didn't say they're not ordered, so I'd assume that they are.
He said like some of them are ordered, but he didn't specify which. So I think we could just assume that sure, it's ordered.
Yeah, I think you generally speaking, most people order top tiers and high tier. Maybe not so much for lower tiers, but we can definitely assume that top tier and high tier are ordered. Yeah, so I guess we can start with top tier. He put Wario as the best character in Smash Ultimate. Again, if you want to see all of his reasonings for why he puts these characters, I'm pretty sure he has. He's talked about it on his stream before, but it's still weird to see. I don't know. Like, how do you feel about Wario being number one?
Honestly, like, I think Wario is a really, really good character. And like, I'm not that surprised that he put him at number one. Wait, but this was made after the patch, correct?
I believe this was after 8.0. Yes.
Okay. I'm actually like not like I consider Wario top tier. He's super good. But like, as for like the best character of the game, I am not sure. Like, but like still I don't even know who I think is the best character of the game. I have to like to look more into it. But I mean, I think it's a good choice in my opinion to put him up there.
Yeah, I think. Okay, obviously we're not pro players. We're not anywhere near the degree of of talent that Dabuz has. Yeah, I don't know though. Like, I just think the general consensus though, I feel like, is that Wario's not a top 3 character. I think it's very rare to see him within the top 3, and the fact that he's number 1 is even more shocking. I think in the right hands, Wario can be an extremely deadly character though. Like, we've seen like Tweak at his peak with Wario is you could argue the best player in the game with that character, and Gluttony, extremely also extremely solid with the character. Like, he's never. I think a great thing about Wario, and the fact that one of the reasons why I would assume Dabuz put him at number 1 is that you never really feel like you're out of it. With Wario, like, even if you're down a stock or two, the fact that you have waft.
Yeah, he got the waft. It's even like, game.
Yeah, no, I'm serious though. Like, mentally speaking, like, having that confidence that knowing that you can always come back from being down a stock, that definitely plays a role in like, using Wario to his peak effectiveness, because all you really have to do is get, like, honestly, you can get, if you play really campy as Wario, which, obviously I don't know if it's the correct play style to use him as, but if you did, you can probably get 2 waft kills, which, at, like, if you're really good with them, getting those confirms aren't as hard as, a lot of people would think. And, like, you can, as we saw, like, every time that I think of Wario, or, like, just thinking about how good Wario can be, I think of the, I don't know I think it was 0 to Death, where Gluttony 0 to Death, or nearly 0 to Death Nairo, to knock him out of, I think it was Genesis, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, like, if that doesn't encapsulate, the comeback factor that Wario has, and just the sheer, like, you have to really respect the waft, and, like, otherwise you're just out of there. So I don't know. I guess I don't hate the pick, but I don't know if overall, like, I personally don't think he's number 1, but this is fine. This is why we're talking about his picks on the tier list. I will say he has a lot of the usual suspects in top tier. He has the Joker, Pikachu, Palu. He's put Rob at number 3, which I don't hate this pick either, to be honest. Actually, I always thought that Rob was definitely underrated in the top tier meta. Like, as we've seen, like, this is of all the pro player and character combinations, possibly my absolute favorite character player combo to watch is Zackray's Rob.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Love Zackray's Rob,
dude. It's crazy.
Like, some of, like, so you think with such a big character, like, being combo food, like, your neutral would be, like, it'd be pretty rough. Like, maybe not neutral, but more so like disadvantage. Like, you can get snowballed pretty easily. But for whatever, like, Zackray, his advantage state is so strong with Rob. It just seems like he's never in disadvantage. And, like, he's able to capitalize so hard. Like, obviously, like, down tilt being in such an insane move. Like, being able to combo, doing all these crazy gyro combos. Like, in the offstage game, like, how deep he's able to go because of his, like, his amazing recovery. Side Bs off stage. Like, it's no secret that Rob in the right hands can be extremely deadly, to the point where, Zackray's Rob was able to take MK Leo's Joker, which I initially thought was a terrible matchup for Rob. He was able to take him to Game 5 and nearly defeat him multiple times. I think that's a testament to see, like, how dangerous Rob can be. Okay, so I guess we don't really need to talk about. I think most of his top tier is pretty okay. I do think it's interesting that he put Pikachu and Palu after, like, towards the bottom of top tier. I definitely, like, even speaking as a Palutena, I definitely think she's top 5 at least. But maybe Dabuz, since he has more experience with Palutena as a secondary, maybe there's reasons he feels differently. I don't know. And then they say going to top tier. Yeah, Shulk. I mean,
he cheats. I think he cheats.
Yeah, Shulk. I think in theory, Shulk is extremely good.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
yeah,
like arguably top 5 good, but I don't know. He's such a hard player to play. Like, having to micromanage your Monado arts, it can be tricky. But I get, like, once again, like, people who, like, are loyal to the character, like Nico, it can be extremely good. Like, his Nair is probably the best Nair in the game. Or one of the best Nairs in the game.
It reminds me of Smash 4 Cloud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like, that's how big it is.
Huh? Good times. Smash 4 Cloud and Bayo.
Yeah.
Any notable placements to catch your eye?
Well, Min is high tier in this for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I really don't think she's high tier, dude. She she has like so many weaknesses, like and so many losing matchups, like, and that's pretty much like that's pretty much like how a mid tier is. Like you have like a lot of good matchups, but like also a lot of losing matchups. But maybe like I've seen some like there's a zero to death combo with Min Min, and like yeah, it could work, but it's also in my opinion, I don't think like it could be really utilized in a match. And she has like some other combos too, but like I don't think like she's high tier. But if this is ordered, then maybe it's okay for her to be on like the low side of high tier. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think like just the playstyle you need to play with her as like to be effective. It like you can see like a lot of the top tiers that are above her, like those are all people, like all characters who can really like, you know, like who have a good, who are able to like counter that kind of play a lot of the time. So it'd be really hard for, I feel like, for like, for example, like imagine like Min Min versus Joker, for example. Again, like we're like obviously she's gonna have a lot of unfavorable matchups. But I just really feel like the favorable matchups she does have, as good as they are, I really don't think that's enough to like to really push her all the way up into high tier. But again, this is just our opinions. Dabuz has his own reasons. But yeah, that was definitely a shock to see her all the way up in high tier. And also like of all the characters that are above her or like in the same tier as her, she definitely has like the worst recovery by far.
I agree.
Which having a bad recovery in itself is a lot of times enough to like, you know, to put people out of high tier. So I guess in this case, she's, you know, one of the rare exceptions in Dabuz's eyes. But before we go out of a high tier, I think very surprised to see Pit in high tier. A lot of people, I've seen a lot of people put him like bottom 10.
Really?
I guess maybe with the recent buffs, that's enough to like boost him up a bit. But I don't know. I guess he's not a terrible character. Like
I don't think he's terrible.
Like he's decent all around, I feel like, but like he doesn't really excel that much in anything. Like his kill options aren't amazing. He has good recovery at least. That's crazy though. He has Pit above Inkling.
It's that's crazy, dude. Okay, I think that like in my opinion, I think Pit is like the definition of a mid tier. Like, and I think is the most honest character in the game. So like if you lose to Pit, you probably got outplayed. I've been outplayed before. I lost to Pit before. And like yeah, I he's like before the patches I even thought that he was a mid tier. And with the recent buffs, I still don't think he's high tier. I'd say upper mid tier at best.
Yeah, I think
definitely not.
I don't definitely not a high tier. I think of all the picks in this tier list, I question that maybe the most, but I don't know. Okay, so going down in the upper mid tier, like bro, he has King DDD in upper mid over so many other, like he has DDD over Marth and Pichu. Like,
man, dude, I don't know.
Like, he's gotta be trolling. Like, what the heck? Like, I mean, okay, I'll admit, like, the freaking, like, Big D's King DDD is pretty solid. But, like, who else plays DDD? Like, Adam SK does? Like, but they're so few and far in between. I'm genuinely curious to know, like, what DDDs has Dabuz played to make him think that he's deserves to be an upper mid tier. I don't see it, to be honest, but okay, I think apart from that, I don't think there are any people in his lower tiers that are particularly egregious. I think Pichu should not be in low tier though, right?
Yeah, I don't think he should be in low tier. Right? Maybe mid tier. Yeah, probably mid tier. I don't think Icy's should be bottom tier. Like, sure.
True.
That I guess maybe like he put Ices as bottom tier because how like Nana can get hit while trying to recover it, and then you just SD. That's probably one of the huge reasons why. But like otherwise, like Icy's combos and like, you know, obviously Big D, like they're insane. Like their damage output is insane, and they could like kill. So like bottom tier, I don't think so. Mid, like low to mid at best, probably.
I mean, like, seeing some of the people that he put above Ice Climbers too is like a little bit of a head scratcher.
Yeah.
I don't think like Incineroar, for example, is better than Ice Climbers for the most part, like generally speaking. I'll say I don't know if Ridley is better or Dr. Mario. Yeah, I don't know. Also, kind of a little bit surprised to see Lucas in bottom tier. I think Lucas is pretty solid.
Yeah, I think it's solid.
I don't think he has a ton of weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we're not. We actually spent a decent amount of time on this tier list. I didn't even realize, but like, again, you know, all the pro players have their own opinions, and it's fun to talk about these too. Like, I'm sure we'll talk about more like other pro players tier lists in the future. Which hopefully we do see more after more patches come back and after, you know, events come back to offline. So yeah, just something that'd be fun to talk about for a little bit.
I find it pretty funny that me Brawler and me Gunner are the only ones without a transparent background. I don't know why. It's just funny to me.
Yeah, me Sword Fighter though. Me Sword Fighter for some reason.
I know, right?
Has a transparent background. I don't know why.
All right. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah. So I think we've gone a pretty decent amount actually. We've gone for a lot longer than I thought we would, honestly. We didn't have a ton of stuff to talk about, I feel like, going to this one. But I'm glad though we did have some decent discussions.
Mm-hmm.
We can leave off the we can do the whatchamacallit, the crew battle thing for next episode, I think. That
sounds fun. Yeah.
Better. So just so we can have some more time to prepare too as well.
Mm-hmm.
No spoilers to anyone listening. You have no idea what we're talking about. So I guess to wrap up, we can talk about a couple. I guess just one more small tweet. I guess Cosmos tweeted out recently. Simply, I'm a solo Corrin main again.
Interesting.
Which, yeah, is very. It's actually funny. You see like the replies in chat. People were just like they're pretty much just saying like, yeah, okay, guy. Like, you know, Mr. R's call him a liar, Sylvanas with the pretty funny plankton picture reaction.
Dude, I love that so much. It's so good.
I mean, I'm all for it. Like, we saw the Cosmos core, the rare Cosmos Corrin during Glitch 7, or was it Glitch 7 or Glitch 8? I forget. But when he reversed 3-0'd Dabuz.
I think it was 7. I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those two though. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the missing no glitch. That was. I don't remember the. I remember the title. I don't remember the number though.
Oh.
Yeah, it's also funny though seeing in the replies, you know, all the Pikachu mains and all the Inkling mains are like, you know, they're in shambles.
Man, like it makes me wonder if he's going through a character crisis. Like, I don't know.
Potentially. Yeah. I feel like this online
his Wi-Fi main.
You know, having to play on Wi-Fi is yeah, that can also definitely hurt a person's confidence in a character as well. But you know, we don't know. Like, it could be just a joke too. We really don't, like,
I'm all up for it though. Like honestly, I think Corrin, like a really good Corrin, is pretty hype. I think so. And if I remember, Cosmos, did he only main Corrin in Smash 4, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
If he played other characters, it's hard to remember any other instance where he did.
Yeah, I remember Cosmos playing a lot of Corrin back in Smash 4, and I honestly loved it. It looked really nice, and so it makes me kind of happy for him to pick her up again. Especially with like the new buffs.
It definitely brings back some great memories. Like, I mean, Corrin, you know, Cosmos kind of came out of nowhere, honestly, with Corrin. Like, Corrin is what really brought him into the limelight, and like he was able to show off like against some of the top tier talent at the time. You know, that like, because I don't think I can't really think of anyone else who really main Corrin and did really well with her. Or him, I guess, if you want to play male Corrin. But do you ever, like, maybe that's a topic for another day, but, like, I feel like some characters, like, very rarely you play, like, certain alts, like, certain costumes, certain alts with them. Like, I've, like, never seen male Corrins. Or, like, I never see, let's see, what I think I'm trying to think what, like, other, like, not a ton of male Byleths either. I feel like if there's a choice between male or female characters, like, 90% of the time, I feel like it's usually the female version.
Male Wii Fit. Do you see a lot of those?
Oh, I forgot male Wii Fit was even a thing. I just always think of the female one. Yeah. Damn. It's just like a rare Pokemon seeing a male Wii Fit in the wild.
I mean, I think like here, I don't see a lot of female villagers.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
You know.
It's usually default, actually.
Equality. That's true. Man, some of the villager skins are pretty ugly, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe they just like press random and they're like, oh, that's a skin.
Damn. Imagine if they had the female Terry.
Oh my god.
I remember a lot of people talking about
I forgot that was a thing. Wait, no. Smash Bros, like Sakurai said, Smash Bros is for good boys and girls, alright? So we can't have that.
Nah, that's all a bunch of that's not true.
That's not true.
Bayonetta.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, that's true.
Even Byleth nowadays. You see the recent the Final Emblem like summer costumes and pictures?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, I like summer banners. I'm going to say that. I like summer banners a lot.
Yeah, I think Sakurai saw that and he's thinking like, damn. It's been fun, but Byleth got to go. Alrighty. Well, on that note, I think we're about good here. I'm happy. Like, I'm exhausted right now. Like, again, like I'm having these crazy sleep hours, and I'm exhausted right now. I'm tired, but I'm really glad we could record today.
Get some rest.
Glad we could talk about some. Yeah, I'm glad we could talk about some non-drama stuff, and hopefully, get through all of the, all of just the shit that we've been talking about over the past couple of weeks. All the negative vibes, hopefully they're gone, and we can finally move on and talk about some more exciting stuff for the next episode. And I guess, we got some stuff planned also going forward. I think, I don't want to speak too soon, but I'm hopeful that we might be able to get within the next couple weeks, hopefully get get someone else, like a guest speaker or guest personality.
Sounds fun.
On the podcast. That'd be fun, having someone else to talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and still working on the giveaways. I promise I'm not scamming you guys. This is like, I assure you they're coming. Also like, I'm not like, hopefully now that I'm working, I can get some more money to be able to afford these things. But, you guys know how it is. But anyway, with that, thank you guys for watching. Do you have anything else you want to say? Or anyone to shout out or whatnot?
I would like to say, please wear your mask. Please, I beg of you. Oh my god. That's pretty much it. Yeah,
I think, the more conscientious we are about this about the virus and just being safe, social distancing, practicing all the good stuff, the faster we can get through this and getting back to some hype offline tournaments, which we're all dying to see at this point. The online tournaments have been good. The people hosting them have been great, but it just doesn't hold the same. It doesn't have the same excitement. So
yeah, I agree.
If there's any motivator out there, hopefully that can be something to help you out. But anyway, thank you guys all for watching. This has been Smash and Chats, episode 4, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Bye-bye.